Hello, Aim for Alaska subscribers. Thank you so much for making this group so amazing. We're having a fantastic time, and I know that this tutorial is going to help you with a new thing that you can learn for some of you. Some of you have been blog hopping for a while, but basically I just wanted to go through what's going to happen with the blog hop and how it works for our event coming up in March. I put February. Sorry about that, but it is March. So basically, if you go to the events page, that will help you to see basically what's happening in the group and any talks that are coming up, that sort of thing. Every now and then, like you'll notice, because I've got other things planned there, and for some reason they're not showing up. So what I tend to do is just go over to explore and then do events, and that seems to bring up a few things that are coming up. I'm not sure why it plays up like that. Like here, I've got Kylie's top tips, Alison Okamitsu's top tips. So there's things coming up, Julie Davison, and that's all in the Aim for Alaska group. So I'm not too sure why it does that. However, there is another way, and I'll see if it works because Facebook keeps changing itself all the time. But if I was to say Aim for Alaska, and you can see here it's already bringing up Blog Hop. So if you click on that, it should bring up the event. So that's another way to find things if you go to the event page and find that it's not sitting there. Even though it says Aim for Alaska, it's all sitting there. So I'm not sure. Facebook just likes to have a meltdown every now and then. So yeah, just look for Aim for Alaska Blog Hop. Or you'll notice when you go to the Aim for Alaska group that usually it's sitting in the page here somewhere, like I've posted it to the main page. The other thing that you can do for a search is search this group anytime you need to find anything at all. I think one of the girls was asking about a challenge, might have been Vicky, was asking about our challenge for the month. So you can just say challenge, and then usually something will come up. There we go, February challenge. Or particularly because I put a photo with the challenges, then you can just do a search by photo as well. That's always a handy little thing if you're looking for something specific, a post or something like that. It's handy to actually put photos so that they're easier to find. So hopefully that will work. But if you were to search for, say, the blog hop, you can type in blog hop there, and then bang, that's the first thing that comes up. So there's a few different ways of getting around the group and sort of getting accustomed to things. Remember that there is a files section too, so that has lots of great things in there as well, particularly for our video links and resources. That's a really great thing. And also I've put all our challenges here too. I've got to keep that updated so that those that jump in part way can keep going. So we'll head over to our blog hopping, and I'll show you what we can do. Here we go, Aim for Alaska blog hop. Now I've put a detailed information, and what I find, and I am exactly the same, Bruno tells me off all the time for this, we don't read properly. So here's the timing. Sorry, Rebecca. you're gonna be outed here, but I'm only saying this because I am exactly the same. So it says here, important information, please read slowly and carefully. So you can see here, click to see more, and it has everything you need to know in here. Okay, so everything that I'm talking about now will be in here. So I'm basically just going to go through what is in those notes so that you can feel more comfortable, and please go through it and read it properly. I have worked out our times for us, so please look at your time zone. Some of us are going to be on Tuesday the 21st, and some of us will be Wednesday. The reason why I've done that is it's at a time where you're able to check your link. So if you can, please be around at the time that we go live. Check that your link is okay. If it's not okay, you should be able to delete it, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you can just add yourself back in. It's really good if you can just help out like that. I will be checking as well, but there is a way for you to be able to get onto it and check it yourself as well. And I'll tell you some of the issues that can come up with blog hopping. We're professionals at knowing where the mistakes can happen. And don't stress if you do make a mistake. It's very easy to fix with this system, the InLink system that I use. So firstly, we're going to be using a theme inspired by Alaska. And so Nicole Bonner and I were chatting about this. So I was going to leave it open, but she actually suggested that maybe we could do something that focused on Alaska. And so we came up with this idea about being inspired by the colors or nature, animals, anything that it is that you want to be inspired by with Alaska. It could be the boat, the cruising, the food that you're going to eat on the cruise. Like, really, you can just go out there on a limb if you really want to, and really try something different. So, in the introduction of your post, it took me a little while to think about how we could word why we're doing this hop, but I think it'll be nice to hear from you all as to why you are part of the training group, the Aim for Alaska training group, to hear what you're enjoying and what you've learnt so far. So I think that would be really nice for readers to sort of understand that you're part of a training program, and that's why we're hopping together. Because we're all learning, and we're all Stampin' Up! Demonstrators from around the world, and we're taking part in this training. For those that have been invited as guest speakers, and there's a few of you that are very kindly jumping in and hopping as well. I saw that you wrote that you want to hop and take part, so we're really excited about that. But please feel free to say that you have been asked to be a guest speaker on the Aim for Alaska group, because it is a really amazing opportunity, and it's nice to know, let other people know, particularly your readers, that you've been asked to have this special opportunity, and that you've worked very hard. So please mention that if you like. If you don't want to mention any of that, that's fine. But then everyone may be wondering, what's this Aim for Alaska group all about? And particularly too, I thought some of you may feel, well, I'd love to get Alaska, but there's no way that I'm going to do it. And a really positive spin on that could be that, you don't think at this stage that you'll be able to get Alaska. However, the goal for you is to get any incentive trip that comes up in the future. But you're inspired by the fact that there's some that are going to get Alaska, or this training group is helping you to see how you could get other trips. So I thought that that would be a nice way for you to sort of not feel like, oh, well, I don't think I'm going to get Alaska, then why should I play along? We're all at different levels in our business, and some are really starting from the scratch. Like, I've got girls on my group from my team that are brand new demonstrators, and so they're still building, and it takes time. So just be honest about that. Say, I've just started, or I'm just aiming to do more with Stampin' Up, and would really love to get a trip in the future. So with the blog hops, I'm going to talk a little bit now about the InLink system. Now, the reason why I use InLinks and have done this is because of the fact that blog hops do go wrong. The links can be wrong. They may not go live when they should, and I'll show you some of the scheduling situations that can come up. I work with Blogger, so it might be a bit different with like a different blogging platform like WordPress or Typepad, but it will help you. Now, please keep in mind that if you're with WordPress.com, that this system will not work with your blog. The only thing that I can say to you is I highly recommend either moving to WordPress.org, moving to Blogger. Louise Sharp does blogs. I have a blog training. I just think if you really want to do more with your business, if you have a WordPress.com blog, it's really going to hold you back because it doesn't allow plugins. It doesn't allow you to do certain things. So this might be a really great opportunity to go, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and move away from WordPress.com. If you WordPress.org, it's fine. It will work great. It's just that WordPress.com that's an issue with this system, and many other things. It's very limited in what you can do. So basically, the InLink system will help fix any errors. I can remove people remotely. I can add people back in, And it just means that for the person who's coming on, so our readers, it just comes across very professional and seamless, because there's nothing worse than doing a blog hop and you getting stuck because there's not the blog hasn't gone live, or the link is wrong or something like that, and it looks really unprofessional. So we want to make sure that there's no one stopping and starting, and it can be really discouraging for people that are after someone whose link is wrong, because anyone after the person who is wrong basically gets no hits at all. So that can be really discouraging, and that's why a lot of people don't like hopping anymore, because they're like, oh, it's just a waste of time. If there's one blog that's wrong, one blog post that doesn't go live, or if the link's wrong, it's just a disaster. So this gets rid of all of that angst, and I'll show you exactly how it works. So the one reason why we don't actually say who we're blogging, like who's coming after us or before us, is because things can change in the link up list. So I just have, currently you're visiting my blog, Kylie Bertucci, so put in your name there. So have a look at the list at the end of the post to see who is next. And this just means that the reader can have a look at the list and see who is after you, and they know who you are. So you're not saying who is coming up next, and that just means that we can move the list around with no problems, and you don't have to go in and edit the name and fix it up, and it just saves a lot of work. So another thing too, can we make sure that we add the list before any product lists? So if you have one of those product like Tams, or I think it's called My Stamping Buddy or something like that. Anyway, if you have any of those, just make sure that you add this code before your product. So now I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to add your link and to add the list. This code is what's going to add the list. So what you're going to do to add your permalink, you're going to click on this here, and this will open up this blog hop list here. Okay, so we're going to add a link. I'll just go over to my blog and show you. I've actually put for my title, and you're welcome to do the same, Aim for Alaska blog hop, and then the theme, Inspired by Alaska. Now, one thing with Blogger, and it could be different with WordPress, but if you change this title at any time, it will change what your link is. So you can see here that it's got Aim for Alaska blog hop, Inspired. So say if I change this and I delete Inspired, watch what happens to this link over here. When I click Save, see how the Inspired has been removed? So anything before you go live, it's really, really important that you don't change this. But if you just want to make sure that everything is safe, you could always do custom permalink, and then that means that no matter what, it will be fine, even if you change the title, which I'll test now. Ready? I'll delete that. And you can see it will change maybe in the permalink section. No, so you see if you click on custom permalink, then that will sort of save you. Maybe if it's like an extra security if you wanted to do that. Now another thing that you'll notice here, it has 2017/02, so that's February 02. Now our blog post is going live in March. So for me here in Australia, it's going to be going live on the 22nd of March at 8 o'clock. Now if I go live and it's got February on that link, what will happen is when the month changes, that is going to end up a different link. So if I click schedule, then I click save, then you watch what happens with the permalink here. And actually this will be interesting with the custom permalink, whether it stays the same even for that. Oh no, you can see it's changed here. Yep. So even with the custom permalink, it will still change the date, because that's going to be your permalink there. So just make sure that you do the scheduling, save, and then grab your code, because yeah, the date sort of plays up. I don't think it's the same on every blog type, but just check that and see if you can see a date, because that will change things. So I'm going to grab this, just right click and just say copy. So that's my code. I'm going to save that. Now with Blogger, it's really important that you click publish, even though you think, oh my goodness, but I don't want it to publish now. I'll show you what happens if I close and I just not save it. It's just going to sit in draft, which is not good. Here it is there, draft. So we want it to be scheduled. So if we click publish, even though we're clicking publish, it actually isn't in scheduled mode, which is what you want. Anytime that you go in there to edit, you have to click the schedule button again, or it will go back to draft. So that's another area that things can go wrong, is that it doesn't go live when it should. So the best way to sometimes, if you're just new to blogging, the best way to make sure that it is going live when it should is maybe don't schedule. Just manually click publish at the time that we go live, because that can sometimes be an issue until you're sort of getting used to it, and trial the scheduling on other posts and just see how it works and make sure that you feel confident doing that. So that will help you. Now, I grabbed that code. So we're going to go back to the add your link button here. Now, something that happens is this does go a bit skewy. I have no idea why, but anyway, this top one is meant to be URL, then it's name here, and then it's email here. So we're going to put our URL in the first one, and you watch what happens when I do my first one. Then everything starts. So if you wanted to, yeah, it doesn't have it. But anyway, URL is at the top, even though, yeah, I don't know why. And links needs to fix that up. So the first one there, the second one is Kylie Bertucci, and then the last one is my email. Oops, why isn't my quick, there it is. I have quick links on my Mac, so I just type one word and then one letter and then something pops up. So yeah, just make sure that once you've put it in, that it's sort of matching up with what it should. So your name, URL, and then you just click submit link, and that will add that link to the list. I always say don't display this option again, and then skip, and it will go back here. Now you'll notice I have like a little bin here. So if I wanted to delete that, I can click on it and it says really delete, okay. And that's what you can do if you notice when we go live that there's something wrong with your link. You can always check your link by hovering over the top of it if you're sort of a bit unsure, like, oh, what link did I put in? Is it right? Does it look okay? If it says something like preview, like if you grab it from, where are we? I've noticed some people do this. They go preview and then they grab this preview code. That's not going to work. That's not your permalink. Your permalink is where it says here, links, permalink. That is your permalink. So that's the one that you want to take. And on most of the other blogger or other blogging platforms, it'll have permalink somewhere. So that's as simple as it gets. Now, one thing that we can do just to test, now that I've put mine in, is we go back to Aim for Alaska and we grab this code here. And again, I told you this is for your list. So at the moment, the only one we have on the list is me, but it will give you an idea of how it will work. So I go to my HTML. Now, I put my suppliers list underneath where I've put my little, here, you can make these projects, here's your supply list. So I want to make sure that this list is above my supply list. So you put your code in for your supply list, make sure that your blog hop list is above that. And I like to have it left just justified, but totally up to you what you want to do. Oops, don't want that. It's so weird on Blogger because we spell our center differently to you guys. And so it's really weird when we do, yeah, that's better. Sorry, I'm just going to muck that around because I just realized it moved my profile picture around. So I'll just grab that so that it's got left and then do a div tag. Sorry, I'm probably confusing you here, but all of this will make sense when you're doing it. It's just that I didn't have, yeah. Anyway, when you start typing, it will all be fine. Actually, I'll do it from scratch so that you don't get confused. So say this is your blog post. When I start typing, I'm going to put in the banner that we got, that I made on Aim for Alaska. So grab this banner here, just can click on it, and then you can right click and say save image to downloads, or save it to somewhere that you want, and then that is going to become our little header at the top so that we look very professional and all cohesive. So I'll just go to my downloads. I actually got it in here under headers anyway. So I want to make sure it's the JPEG. Excellent. Add that in. And it might be a little bit small, but you can just change the size. I think the original size is a bit big, yeah. So just make sure it's at a reasonable size. And then when I start typing underneath that, welcome to our hop today, blah, 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 this is why we're hopping, that type of thing. And then underneath that is where I will add my, so you can see here. And if you ever go into the HTML and you're feeling really lost, like where is everything, because this just looks like absolute jargon everywhere. So I know that I wrote welcome to our, so you can always do Command F and say look for welcome, and it will look for things that you've typed, and then at least then you know where to put something. So usually after the writing, that's where I know I want to put my code. I've got to grab my code again. So this is the list. Grab that code, add it in there, and I want it left justification. Now, you'll be like, where is the list? It's not going to show up on here. In fact, in WordPress, you won't see it at all, even in the preview. I can see it in the preview in Blogger, but WordPress you won't. If you're a little bit scared that it's not working, you can test it on an old post and see if it's all fine. But yeah, as long as you add that code, it will work and it will come up once you go live. So I'll just see how it goes here. Well, the internet seems like it's a bit slow. Just bear with me one moment. I was doing this the other day. I hope it's going to be okay. I might have to preview this in a different, I think my computer's been overworked. It needs a restart, to be honest. I'm just going to Chrome. Usually when things don't work, I'm like, just use a different platform, a different an internet provider. Because sometimes Safari plays up and sometimes, yeah, anyway. Chrome was being annoying the other day and some people were seeing my blog and others weren't, and it's just like, what's going on? We love computers and we hate them at the same time. So, open Blogger. Sorry about this, but I really want to show you this preview. Let's hope that this works. Because, yeah, it was being a bit annoying. See, look, my VIP members are talking to me. So, I want to preview this. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. Okay. Let's open this up. So as you can see here, I did my text, and then here it has blog hop list, so you don't actually need to write that. I've already written it for you. And then it has my name. So as people add the links in, it will actually automatically add people in. You do not have to do a thing. You don't have to link anyone. You don't have to add anyone. It will literally give you the list instantly. And you saw all I had to do. I just literally pasted in that code. Just that one little bit of code then tells your computer who is in the hop and who has added that code. And it's all because of that little connection number. That number is what, yeah, connects you to that list. So, yeah, very cool. So that is the tutorial for today. If you have any questions, further questions, please let me know. But I think that should answer most of the difficult questions for you. Yeah, it's that simple. So usually on the day, just so that you know, again, just make sure you're around so that if there is something wrong, that you can add your link back in. Because with most blog hops, the prime time is when we first go live. And then usually I just put a little note on the page saying everything's checked and everyone is back in. So it's usually about 10, 15 minutes after we go live. and then that means we can share it with the world. We can share the blog, because there's no point sort of sharing it if everyone isn't in and it's all not connected. And I think if we maybe use it, because it's always good to have a little hashtag that connects us all together on Facebook and Instagram and that sort of thing. So I'll just put a little note here. Use the hashtag. So you always use Stampin' Up. That's a really, really good hashtag. Also, 6 month Stampin' Goals is a really good one. 6 month. Oh, it's really good when I have the quick key, because it's, I think I can, yeah, there it is. I'll just copy that and put it in. 6 month Stampin' Goals. And then also, if we do aim for Alaska training, actually, if we just put aim for Alaska, I like that. That's got a good ring to it. And then people can sort of just be like, aim for Alaska, because we could use that for a few different things. So they're really good hashtags to use once we go live. Save. So I think that's everything. Yes, date changed, Petra. Yeah, March, not Feb. Sorry about that. So any questions, pop them on the group. I will be here to help at any time and help you on the day too. So just private message me if you have any problems. Usually on the day, I don't put anything on the main page. If something's gone wrong, I'll private message you just so that we can fix it privately, and there's no need to stress and worry. So please, please, please don't worry if something goes wrong, because I'll be able to help you with it and add you back in quickly. So thank you very much for joining, and thanks for all your support with Aim for Alaska. We've got so many exciting things coming up. Brian King will be speaking to us soon. You probably noticed that I put Julie Davison in as well, and we have got some really, really amazing speakers that are coming up that have, yeah, said that they will take part, which is really, really great. Yeah, so thanks for all you're doing, and keep going with those goals and posting things on the group. Share anything, any questions, just pop them up on the group. Nothing's out of bounds. This is all about you learning and getting the most out of the group. Anything that you're proud of or you need support with, or just pop it up. There's no wrong thing or bad thing that you can say. Probably the only thing that I don't allow is just, you know, other challenge blogs or something like that. That's the only thing that I don't have. I mean, global design is probably a little bit different because we're all in it and we're all in the group. And congratulations, Janiki, for getting the new design team member spot. So yeah, but that's great. And keep doing what you're doing and being amazing. And we'll speak to you soon. Bye, everyone.